What platform should we live stream our online worship service? Zoom, YouTube, Facebook? Oh, this is a great question. And one that we asked a whole lot during the peak pandemic times. Now we're still in kind of, mid-late stage pandemic. I don't know what you'd call this. It's the forgotten about pandemic times. But I think it's still important to ask these questions. Where should we live stream our online worship service? Zoom and YouTube and Facebook are probably the most prominent, and they function very differently. Zoom is a certain thing, and then YouTube and Facebook kind of exist in another category. And so really the first question to ask is, what type of engagement are you wanting from your online congregants? Zoom allows boop, 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 all the little squares of faces who can talk together, and you can have a big Zoom meeting where you're having kind of a live church experience. However, it's a little, odd, awkward. That's my, projection onto it, to just be on a Zoom call watching a live stream, seeing everyone's faces. Yes, when you're in a church service, you're sitting there together, but it's just a different, the packaging, the psychology, that's a whole different thing. And you're not looking at my face when we're in a building. Anyway, I think Zoom is best if you are intentionally utilizing the engagement of the people on Zoom. If it's just we all sit on Zoom and watch a thing and occasionally say, thanks be to God, that feels like you're underutilizing the potential of the platform. You're just using it as a container. But there's good in that. There is the ability for people to have those connections and that face-to-face interaction. What I might recommend would be maybe you have like a pre-service Zoom space called like the narthex, if you want to be architectural to the church world. People can come to the narthex and they can, like on Zoom, little Zoom room, and they can chat with one another, and then they go to their pew, their seat, and they watch it on YouTube or Facebook, wherever it's being broadcast. And then maybe a virtual coffee hour back on Zoom afterwards. We do the second half of that at Riverside. We have virtual coffee hour on Zoom. Maybe we should do the narthex. That could be fun. But one thing we've also started doing, I'll talk more about this in another video later, on our communion Sundays, first Sunday of the month, when the congregants in the room are invited forward to receive communion, we open up a Zoom space where we can have communion on Zoom. And we have the link on screen and a QR code, and it just takes you to the page where you can join the Zoom space. And then everyone brings whatever elements they have. And I'm typically there hosting this space as one of our clergy, and we share communion together on Zoom. It just takes 5 minutes or less, but it's consistently one of the most meaningful experiences for our congregants who are worshiping online. So that's a way of integrating Zoom as a component of the experience, but it's not quite the destination that it's being live streamed to. At Riverside, we live stream just to YouTube. We used to do YouTube and Facebook, a multi-stream strategy to get it in many places. Early pandemic, there was some glitches with Facebook live streaming that we decided to just jump ship on, and we wanted to really focus everyone into the same digital cathedral, the same online space. So there's one online chat where everyone's participating and everyone's seeing and responding if they so choose. And you could go Facebook. Facebook might be where you have more people from your space already, but I find that YouTube allows for the potential, long tail reach, where that worship service will now be posted to the second most used search engine in the world, YouTube, right behind Google, both owned by Alphabet, the same mothership company. So really be where your people are, or have an intentional strategy for why you're putting it in a single space. But I think between YouTube and Facebook, they're both good. So what's your strategy? What's the intention? Who's there to greet and welcome people in the chat space? I might argue against the multi-stream, just because then you're saying, which door do you want to go through? Which room do you want to be in? And it's like, you're not letting everyone be in the same space.